say that more generally, what I find to be more exciting is that the field of the academic study of magic and esotericism is probably, hopefully, going to grow. And I really, really hope that the practitioner community will help us in that and help us fund us to do the research that we need to do to make these religious phenomena known or spiritual phenomena known. And they need to be studied from an academic perspective. And that doesn't mean that the academic perspective is the right one or the one that practitioners should follow, because I think that there is a difference between the practitioner's perspective and the academic perspective. But still, I think that to also have that lens, the lens of the academic perspective, can be useful. So a practitioner can learn a different way of looking at certain practice. If it is historical, then you get more knowledge on the history of a certain tradition. If it is more anthropological, you get a better understanding of how people live and practice a specific tradition. In any way, I think that knowledge is always important and is always something that can do nothing but improve people's experience, even if they decide not to change anything in their practice. But I think that having that knowledge and having the possibility to make a decision based on more information and more data is always much, much better. And for some practitioners, actually, it does change their practice a lot. And many practitioners also find value in the fact that academics are studying esotericism for the very fact that we are studying it, because it is rejected knowledge, as Professor Hanegraaff has pointed out. And it is something that now that it is entering academia, perhaps it will help practitioners to feel less rejected and more accepted.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely, I think, a side effect of the academic study of these things. And of course, we're all aware of how culture has changed, as we were talking earlier, from Sabrina, the Teenage Witch, to sexy actors talking Enochian on Supernatural. This is a thing now in mainstream culture. There's even a 21st century mainstream famous magician in the form of Damien Echols, who's I think is in many ways a sort of 21st century Aleister Crowley, at least with the, sort of infamous backstory that he has. Of course, his was sort of thrust upon him, whereas Crowley had to manufacture his, or maybe it grew out of trauma. I don't know. What do you think? Why did Crowley become the great beast? You're a great person to ask, because you actually know a lot about Crowley and have done many videos on him. Why did he become the great beast? Do you think it developed out of trauma, or do you think he was like on a mission from God or his true will to shake the world and bring
Why
it?
Crowley became the beast?
Do you think it was more him chasing a desire or running from a pain?